In today's statistics video, we're going to be taking a look at the two sample z-test. We're going to first go over the background of the test and when you want to specifically use it, go through a manual example, and then we're going to jump into some Python programming where I can show you how you can quickly run a test in just a few lines of code. So with that out of the way, let's start learning. Okay, so let's take a look at the two sample z-test. Now you want to use this two sample z-test when comparing the means of two independent samples, determine if they're significantly different. Use a z-test when the samples are more than 30 and the population standard deviation is known. So some examples: comparing the mean test scores of two different data science classes to determine if one performed significantly better than the other. Another one would be determining if average running times of one running club are significantly faster than those of another running club. So here's how you'd look at the null and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis states that there is no difference between the two population means. The alternative hypothesis states there is a difference between the two population means, and this can be expressed as either two-tailed, a left, or right. Two-tailed is just looking for a difference, right? Left would be less than, right would be greater than. And let's jump into our example over here. Here's the steps that you would take, right? Step 1, determine the null and alternative hypothesis confidence level. 2 is sample means. 3 is calculate the pooled standard error. 4, calculate the z-statistic. 5, find the p-value. 6, compare p-value to significance level. And then step 7 is to make a conclusion. So a company claims two different models of the running shoe, model A and B, have the same average durability. To test the claim, two samples are taken. The sample population standard deviation is 15. Sample 1, model A, durability, and we have these numbers over here. Sample 2, model B, and we have the durability also in miles. So step 1 is define the hypothesis, right? Null, the average durability of model A equals model B. Alternative, the average durability of model A differs from model B. Now you want to find the sample means. In sample 1, it's 396.3. Sample 2, 385.5. Step 3, calculate the pooled standard error, which is this formula down over to the right. We have 15, which is our sample population standard deviation, right? And we have 15 squared on top of each of those, which would be 225. And then we're dividing by the number of samples, which is 30 for each, raising that to the 1/2, and you get 3.87. All right, step 4, calculate the z-statistic. We just plug in this over here, right? 396.3 minus 385.5 divided by that pooled standard error, which you just got, so 2.79. And then we find the p-value. Well, this is a two-tailed test, and we get the p-value of 0.0052. Compare the p-value to significance level, right? The p-value is going to be less because our significance level is 0.05. And then we write a conclusion, right? At the 5% significance level, we reject the null hypothesis. There's a significant difference between the average durability of model A and model B shoes. Model A appears to have a higher average durability based on the sample. And that is our intro to the two sample z-test. Grab your Python notebook and we're going to start coding. So what we'll start off with is importing in NumPy. So import NumPy as NP. What we're going to use NumPy for is a lot of the manual math in this tutorial. And then we're going to say from scipy.stats, import in norm. And then finally, I'm going to show you a little bit of a shortcut. It's not the most accurate, but for this test specifically, but from statsmodels.stats.waitstats, import in our z-test. Okay, so we'll have all that, and let's move forward. So the first thing we're going to do is set our alpha value for the video. So we'll say alpha equals 0.05. Have that. And then we'll set up a random seed. So np.randomseed.seed, button 10. And all right, so what I'm going to do first is go over our example from the slides. So I'll say example from slides. And the first step over here is I'm just going to import in our data. So we have sample 1. We have all the values over here. Again, these are the miles for the shoes, right? And we have sample 2. Again, just pass this in over here. And what we're going to have to do for each of these is we're going to have to find the mean first. So I'll find the mean for both these, right? Mean sample 1 equals, and I'll just say sum of sample 1 divided by length of sample 1. Yeah, I know there's faster ways to do the mean. I just wanted to do longer method, kind of do it more manual, right? And we'll do the same thing for this, right? We'll say 2 and 2. Awesome. And then if we wanted to print these out, right, they should be pretty close to what they are on the slides, at least the mean side of things. There's going to be some rounding errors and different things like that based off of this and in the slides, but the numbers will be pretty close. Okay, 396.3, 385.6, that's probably what we had in the slides. Next, what I probably should have done a little bit earlier is define the population standard deviation. We'll just say standard deviation equals 15, right? We'll have that over here. Awesome. And then what we want to do is find the length of each of these. Really, we could have just defined it the same because they are going to be the same length in this case, but just in case they're not, we'll say sample 1 and length of sample 2, like that. Great. Now we have the lengths for both of those. And just to show you, right, let's just print out N1. We have 30 samples. Great. Now let's find our pooled standard error. So pooled standard error equals np.square root, right? And inside over here, we'll say standard deviation, we just defined, squared divided by n1 plus, and it's going to be the same thing again, this time with n2. Right, great. And now what we're going to do is just print out our pooled standard deviation. Now what we're going to do is just print out our pooled standard error. So print, man, it could not say that for a second. You can see 3.87. Awesome. And let's find our z statistic. So z stat equals, we'll say mean sample 1 minus mean sample 2 divided by pooled error. Great. And then lastly, let's print out our z statistic. Z2.75. Awesome. And now let's find our p-value. So we'll say print. Oh, and let's find our p-value. So we'll say our p-value equals 2 times, we'll say 1 minus norm.cdf abs and pass in our z statistic. That's, then we'll print out our p-value, which is 0.005. And then what I like doing is having this if-else statement over here, right? And in this case, we reject the null hypothesis. Now, there is technically a faster way instead of doing this pretty manual. So I'll say faster method. Okay, so for this faster method, it's not going to be entirely precise, right? Because over here we have our population standard deviation, but you can't use that with statsmodels.stats, weight stats, import NZ test, right? But it is a lot faster. So I'll show you how we can do this really quick. We'll have z-stat over here. Then we'll have our p-value. We'll just call it z-test fast. And it's up to you, right? If you want to use the shortcut or if you want to go full forward with all the code that showed you. And there, again, there's ways that you can make this a lot faster, right? Like going back to our mean examples, you don't need to write all this out. You can just find your mean pretty easily with stuff that's already been built. But regardless, up to you, right? So we'll sample 2 and we'll call our alternative equals two-sided because we're just looking for them to be different, right? So here's that. And just to show you what our p-value is in this case, right? We print out our p-value. That's what we care about. Our p-value is very low, right? Much lower than what we got going over here because we get 0.005 and this is 0.0001, right? So in both these cases, we're going to reject the null hypothesis. But again, just to call out, if you are going to use this z-test, it is not using the population standard deviation. Okay, so what I want to do now is go over one more example. So we'll call this example 2 over here. So example 2, and we're going to look at marathon times of 2 running clubs. And what we're going to do is generate this data this time. So we'll say marathon standard deviation equals 30. No idea if that's correct or not. It seems like it's kind of low, but it's probably a little bit higher, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of variability in marathon times. But anyways, we'll say sample 1 equals np.random, that normal. Let's say this is like a running club, right? We'll say location on this one, we're on 272, scale equals 25, and then size equals 50, right? So the standard deviation of the sample is going to be 25. There's 50 samples in there. We'll do sample 2, and then over here, we're going to change this up to 255. We'll keep 25 and 50 the same. Great. And now, for example, one of the shortcuts we can do, right, find the mean and size. We already know the size, but again, if you want to do this, we'll say mean size 1 equals np.mean. Then you pass in sample 1, and then over here, length of our sample 1. We'll there you just copy and paste the cell for mean 2, size 2. Same thing over here. Great. Then what we're going to do next is going to find our pooled standard error. So pooled standard error equals np.square roots. Then inside over here, we have our marathon std. Square that. Then divide that by size 1. And we're going to say plus the same thing over here, but we'll do this for size 2. Great. Now let's find our z statistic. So our z-score equals mean 1 minus mean 2 divided by our pooled standard error. Great. Then lastly, what we'll do is find our p-value. And again, since it's 2-tailed, we multiply it by 2. So equals 2 times 1 minus norm CDF abs z-score there, and prints out our p-value. And our p-value in this one is going to be 0.002. So again, we're going to reject our null hypothesis and go with the alternative hypothesis, right? The marathon times of these two running clubs are going to be different. They are not the same. And I made that on purpose. So that's essentially it on the Python coding side of things. Just remember, there's not really a shortcut on this. Like if you want to use stats models, stats, weight stats, and I've used this before, just as a heads up, it is not using the population standard deviation. It's going to take into account what the standard deviation is for each of your samples instead. But if you want to do it more manually, it's not terrible, right? Just go through the steps, find the mean for each of these, right? Define your standard deviation. Then you're going to go down over here, find the length of the samples, right? Find your pooled standard error, which is literally a pretty easy formula, right? Square root standard deviation squared divided by each sample size, add them up together. Find your z statistic. Again, literally one line of code. And then all you have to do is this if you're going to have your two-sided test. But a little bit of work, but it's honestly not too bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on the 2-sample z-test. And if you found this valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're uploading at least 3 different data science videos every single week. And if you want to continue this statistics playlist, I'm going to link a few videos down below that I think you should check out. And then we also have the playlist right over here.